Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this makeup look with products from AliExpress. So if this video sounds like something you're interested in, then continue watching. So basically, when you're just starting your makeup journey, it's kind of complicated and stressful when you don't know the products that you're supposed to get, especially when you are on a budget. So on today's video, I'll be sharing you the affordable products that I used when I just started. First of all, I'll be going in with my brows. For my brows, I bought this brow brush. I got it from Amazon. It comes in a pack of 50 and it goes a very long way. So that I'll just brush up my eyebrows like so. The next thing I got was an eyebrow pencil. You can get an eyebrow gel, but I say the eyebrow pencil is easy to work with when you are a beginner. The one I'm using is from L'Oreal. I don't know if you can see this well, just like that. These pencils are really comes out well. You can see that I'm not even touching my brow, and you can see how it's really coming out well. The next thing I'll do is I'll kind of pull my hair down like so, so I can clearly see where my arc is. Then I'll just draw a tiny line and connect it with this one. Next, what I'll do is I'll fill in the back part of the brow. When I get all that filled in, I'll take the lighter shade, the intense brown shade, and just do hairline strokes at the front part of my brow, just like that. Then with the brush now, I'll just brush the brow slightly so it doesn't get that intense. It looks kind of natural, something like that. So when you want to get your brows on the same level, you want to connect like this, or you place the pencil on top of your nose like that. It will give you exactly where your line is supposed to start. You want to just draw the line. You can make it as long as you want to. I know it's kind of stressful when you're starting. I'm not really an expert, I won't tell you that, but I think the only thing you need is patience, because your makeup will be getting nicer and nicer every day as you go. Don't just try and you don't get it right and you start getting confused and like, this is not for me. No, you just have to take your time and keep going. And also, don't try to compare your makeup with others, especially when you see makeup videos on social media. Do not try to compare your makeup with that, because I'll tell you, most of the time there's a lot of filter in those makeup. Like, I'll tell you the truth, the more you practice, the more you get the skills. Like, practice makes perfect. So don't give up when you just start. Like, as a beginner, do not give up. Okay, to conceal my brow, what I got is I got this palette, then I got a brush. You need a concealer brush, a brush that is really flat, something like this. My brushes, I got them from AliExpress. I don't spend money to get one brush for €6. I don't do that. I don't do it. I prefer to spend money on getting products than to spend money on getting brushes. Like, look at all these brushes. I got this from AliExpress. As you can see in this palette, it has almost all the shade that you will need. Makeup Revolution has a palette like this one. Yeah, you can get that wherever you are. Just want to get a palette like this one, it's really a lifesaver. I'll be using this shade, is my skin tone. and this one is a little bit lighter. So I'll be using this one that is a little bit lighter at the bottom of my brows, and this one that is my skin tone at the top of my brows. So now that I get that, I'll go ahead and blend that out. The next thing you need is a sponge, a makeup sponge. For this one, I got this one, I think €1. You want to get the sponge into your key. This will really help you a lot when it comes to blending your makeup. You can also use a brush. Next, I'll be going in with my eyeshadow. The eyeshadow palette, my first eyeshadow palette that I got it from AliExpress. So this video today is an affordable video, and I'm showing you everything that I use when I just started. This is the palette I got from AliExpress when I just started. This palette comes in 4 different shades. Like you have the green, the orange, the blue, and the purple shade. To apply your eyeshadow, you want to make sure that you have a base. You can still go in with the same palette. You go in with a lighter shade of concealer. So this shade is the lightest shade in this palette. I'll just grab it with my sponge like that and apply that. You see, it gives you a base already. So the eyeshadow, when you apply it, it will really show the pigment well. The next thing you need are eyeshadow brushes. I have these 3 brushes. They have different sizes. I use this to like apply the eyeshadow on the precise area. This one I just use it to pat the eyeshadow, then I use this one to blend it. When you're applying your eyeshadow, you can start working your way upward. Like start with a darker shadow and start working your way upward, or you start with a lighter shadow and start working your way downward. And I'll be going in with this shade. So what you want to do is you start packing. You can see the pigment on that eyeshadow. So the next color I'll be using is this orange shade, and apply that just above the first color. I'll take the darker purple shade. You can see that I am not even using the blending brush. I'm using just one brush for the whole process. I just keep blending. I pack and blend with the same brush. When I get the desired shade, I'm going to wipe the brush again and go in again with the lighter shade, just above the darker shades. I clean the brush, then I go in with the orange shade. This is just to make sure that I get all the colors showing. After that, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cut the crease. Now to cut my crease, I'm still going to use the same palette and the concealer brush, but this time around I'll be using the lighter shade, so I'll have to clean my concealer brush. After cleaning my brush, I'll grab the lighter shade and I'll just make a line . When you get your line, then you start pulling it down. So the next, what I'll do is I'll take my finger to blur out the end. I'll go in with a brush that I still have the darker shade on it and just blend it out. So I went ahead and cleaned my brush, and I'll be going in with this shade. I'm just going to blend that. I'll clean my brush again. This is just because I'm using just one brush. I want to show you that You can definitely use one brush in oil. Apply your shadow. Just use a normal paper towel to wipe it. Now I'm taking an orange shimmy color, just applying that here. So I'll go ahead and apply my eyeliner. You want to look straight when you're applying your eyeliner. And draw the line like that. Then still looking straight, you want to connect it. Like that. When you get that, you want to go ahead and fill in. So next I'll be applying my lashes. These lashes I got them from Shein and they are nice. So as I say, you don't have to rob a bank to start practicing your makeup. Just get what you can afford and start. I think the whole of this palette I got it for €3. The lash glue I'm using is from Essence. Like I got this in the shop for €1. So I'll go ahead and apply my glue like this on top, like that. What you want to do is you want to let it, you can see that it's blue, so you want to let it until it is transparent. You want to look down like that. I'm looking into my mirror like that. And place it. Place it in the middle. Pull the end and place it. Then at this part you want to place it as close to your lash line as possible. So what I'll do is I'll just use my finger to press the lash with my own lash. And that's it. So now that I'm done with my eyeshadow, I'll go ahead and start prepping my skin. When I first started, I was using the Nivea cream. So I ran out of that, so I went ahead and bought this one. It's a hydrating, mattifying oil control. So I just got this, I think it was €1.50, and it's really hydrating. So I'll go ahead and apply that. Like I've been using this so much, you can see how much that is left. So what I do is I beat my products into my skin. After doing that, I let it sit on my skin for like 2 to 3 minutes to really get the grip on my skin. I'll go ahead with my primer. The one I'm using is from Maybelline, the Face Studio Prime. So what I'll do is I'll just beat that into my skin. So then I'll let that sit again like for 2 to 3 minutes. So now I'll go in with my foundation. This is my very first foundation that I bought from NYX. So what I'll do is I'll apply it at the back of my hand. Then I'll apply a little bit of powder on it so it gives me the kind of mattifying look. You can go ahead and use your sponge to apply your foundation, but I'll be going in with the brush. Then with my brush I'll use it to apply that, and when I'm applying, I'm tapping the foundation into my skin. I'm not dragging like that. I'll go in now with my sponge. It's a little bit damp. I'll just go in and start blending in the foundation. You can see how smooth it looks. When you apply your products and let them sit on your skin, even if it means letting them sit for a minute or 20-30 seconds to sit on your skin before you go in with another product, it really gives you that lift in your makeup. When I finish blending my foundation, I'll go in now with my concealer. For the concealer, I'm still going to be using this palette. For under my eyes, I'm going to be going in to this shade that is like 1 or 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. I'll go into this. And now I'll apply a little bit here and here. So then I'll go in now with the lightest shade, that is this one, and apply this at my inner corner. So I'll just let that sit for a little time while I contour my face, and for that I'm going to be using this darker shade, and with the same brush I'm just going to go in, contour my nose. So after I apply that, what I'll do is I'll first use this side that I use for the foundation to blend the contour. And just tap, 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 tap. I'll go in with the clean side of the sponge and start blending the lighter areas. And I'll just gently tap. Now is when I'm going to touch under my eyes. Like if you look at the coverage for the price of this palette, like it's really worth it. So now on the darker areas, you can see this harsh line. I'm going to use that to blend the two to get rid of that harsh line. So to set my face, I'm going to use the sponge. But what I do is I go ahead and wipe the excess product with a tissue. You want to always have a tissue near you when you're doing your makeup. It really helps to clean your hands, to clean your brushes, to clean whatever you want to clean. So this is my face setting powder that I got. Then I'll take my sponge. You have a lot on the sponge. I'll bit off the excess. Then press it on at the back of my hand, like that. With what is left on the sponge, I'll just go ahead and apply that under my eye. To set my face with it. And I'm really trying to avoid this area because I've creased so much at that area. See that the sponge is really useful in your makeup kit. The beginner's makeup kit, you can get a brush like this. This will just help you to dust off the excess product on your face. So I'll just use that to kind of dust off my face like so. When I started, I didn't have bronzer and highlight and all those things. What I did was I was using my eyeshadow palette for everything. I use a brush like this for my bronzer and my blush, like so. I'll go into this shade right in here. I'll just tap into that like that and dust off the excess and just apply that there. I'll just apply some at my hairline. For my blush, I'll go into this purple shade, just tap it a little bit, dust off the excess and just kind of apply that there. Then for my highlight, you can see that in this palette you have shimmy colors. So that's what I use for my highlight. For my nose, I'll just use my fingers, tap like that and apply that here and on the bridge of my nose here. So if you want to check highlight, I use the same brush that I use for my blush and my bronzer and just grab like that. And just apply a little bit. For my lips, I'll use my lip pencil, the same pencil I use for my brows, and use that to align my lips. After doing that, we're going still into the palette. You can use any shade that you want on your lips. So I'll still go into the shade, and just tap that like that. So you can go in with this, your favorite lip gloss. I have this one from Juvia's Place. I'm just going to apply that. I'll go ahead and set my face. After doing that, you want to let that sit and dry on its own. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. I hope this video has been of help to anyone. If it is of help, please leave me a comment down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like videos like this one, make sure you hit that red subscribe button down there and turn on the bell button at the corner so anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. I love you guys so much and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.